Hey everybody. Um Sometimes when I make my videos, I get so into what I'm talking about, and before I know it, time flies and I'm talking for 14, 15 plus minutes. So I'm going to try to keep the rest of my Confederations Cup individual team predictions short or shorter. So Portugal. Portugal, I'm going to say it right now, just get out of the way. Portugal should win this tournament. Germany is sending a reserve squad. Chile will be their stiffest competition, but Portugal is the slightly more defensively disciplined oriented side. They should top this group with 9 points. They should win every game en route to lifting the trophy. But that wouldn't be true Portuguese fashion now, would it? In the last two major tournaments in recent years, Portugal has started off slowly in international competition. They did not advance from the 2014 World Cup. They started off in a horrible manner against Germany and the United States. In 2016, they advanced out of their group with 3 draws from 3 games and advanced as one of the best third-placed teams solely due to the expanded format of the European Championships rules. In the knockout stages of the European Championships, Portugal won a single game in 90 minutes. They 2 of their games in extra time and 1 game on penalties, which was their quarterfinal clash against Poland. Many people feel that Portugal were the worst European champions in recent memory. I strongly disagree, for obvious reasons. And every part of me believes that they're going to continue the same trend here in this Confederations Cup. I do think they're going to start off slowly, but there's just very small chance that they aren't going to come through this group. You look at the schedule they have an increasingly lenient, easier format of matches. So let's look. Mexico, Russia, New Zealand. Right off the bat, they're starting off their hardest game against Mexico, finishing the group against New Zealand, a team that they should win against in a convincing manner. So it's very difficult for me to see Portugal flopping in this Confederations Cup. And I just read the 23-man roster released by coach Fernando Santos, and it goes as following. Goalkeeper Rui Patricio, Beto, and Jose Sa. Defenders Bruno Alves, Pepe, Luis Neto, Rafael Guerrero, Jose Fonte, Cedric Eliseu. Midfielders João Moutinho, João Mario, Danilo, William Carvalho, Andre Gomes, Pizzi, and Adrian Silva. And forwards Cristiano Ronaldo, Andre Silva, Bernardo Silva, Nani, Gelson Martins, and Ricardo Quaresma. So 2 things really stand out to me from this lineup. Number 1, the man who scored the winning goal in extra time for them in the final last year in Paris is not on this list. That man is Eder. He has not been called up for the Confederations Cup. What does that tell you, and what does that tell me? It tells me that if you look at Portugal and the pool selection they have to choose from for this tournament, they are one of the few countries in the world that it has such an embarrassment of riches to pick from, to narrow the squad selection down to the final 23 to 25 players that are going to Russia. And you look at all the young players coming through at the under 17, under 20 level, they look like a generation that is going to continue on the growing status of Portugal in international football. And another thing that I noticed by looking at this roster is it is largely composed of the same players who played in Euro 2016, which was the balance of seasoned veterans in João Moutinho, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Nani, blended with the youth of Renato Sanchez, Adrian Silva, and Rafael Guerrero. So I look at this Portuguese team, I think they're absolutely stacked. They're absolutely stacked. This is the same team that conceded only 2 goals in the knockout rounds of Euro 2016. No, excuse me, only 1 goal in the knockout round of 2016. The other goal they conceded was in the group stage against Iceland. Now, granted, their final group game in Euro 2016 against Hungary was a goal fest that ended 3-3, but that was because both sides had abandoned any sense of defense and just played balls to the wall, needing a result to get through to the next round, because both teams were facing the possibility of elimination on the final match day. So this Portuguese team clearly has the best, or at least one of the best back four probably in the world right now in international football, in my opinion. And you look at their opponents in the group, I just don't see any of their teams in Group A giving Portugal a lot of problems. I don't think they will hinder them from advancing from this group. Portugal should win this group. They should get 9 points. They should get 3 wins. But I think what's going to happen is, and this is part of my bold prediction, I don't think Portugal is going to secure passage to the semifinals until the final match day against New Zealand. I think that's when they will clinch it. Where are they going to finish in this group? I think they're going to win the group. I really do. I think they're going to get at least 5 points from a win and 2 draws at the very least. I just don't see them slipping up in a horrible way. And you look at recent interviews with both Coach Fernando Santos and Cristiano Ronaldo from, I think it was Fox Sports or ESPN interview, I'm not sure. You can tell they really want to add to their trophy collection from last year. This is a country who, for generations, lived in the shadows of their Western European neighbors, Spain, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Germany, England, and winning the Euro 2016 last year meant so much for this team. They had finally shed their label of underachievers. And they have a unique opportunity to lift another trophy that not very many teams have won. This is only the 10th edition of the Confederations Cup, but I believe only 4 or 5 countries have ever won this tournament. So it has a certain aspect of speciality here, a uniqueness, so to speak, for Portugal to win this tournament as well. So that they can say they've won the Confederations Cup when not many other teams have. So that's my prediction for Portugal. I mean, there really is not much to talk about them. I think it's pretty straightforward. You look at the lineup Fernando Santos has. It's OP. It is very strong. And they should win this tournament. I'm not predicting them to win this tournament necessarily because these are group stage predictions. I will make my knockout teams tournament when the time comes. But I do think Portugal's going to win this group. They're going to finish in first. They will play the second place team from Group B.